Welcome back, everyone. She is Monday night. Backyard builds with Nate here. We're just back at the old 57 here. A few more things we're gonna do to this still. And I hope you don't mind all tagging along. We're gonna go at pulling the tailpipes off and cutting the floor out. Actually, I'll show you here. We're just gonna cut the floor out. Hope everybody had a good day. It's Monday. It's kind of crappy here this morning, but turned out to be a nice day later in the day. And hope everybody had a good. So yeah, what we're gonna do here. So there's the spare tire holder, which the new gas tank is wider now that we're putting in this. The original. Now look at this here. This here one little cross member here is just a floor cross member piece. We're actually going to change this cross member out. We're going to change. That's just a floor cross member. That the gas tank, the original gas tank butted up on here, and sorry, there's the light on you. Butted up here and on them two little pieces there where the original tank went. I don't have original tank for this. I have a 68 Mustang tank, and it's a little bit wider but the same depth. So we're going to take this spare tire notch out of the floor. We'll take that out of the floor. And we're going to take these tailpipes apart here, take them right off, and they're going to end up going out through here. So I want to bring the tailpipe out behind the tire in through here. We'll bring the tailpipe out through here. Yeah, that direction. That's where the tailpipe's going to come. Of course, I'll have to set it down on the floor, see how far the rear end goes up. But I did notice one more little thing with this car when I was under here real quick. The tires on this car and the bump stop are actually rubbing. I noticed some rub marks on this tire, rub marks on the inside of the tire. And we haven't gone far with this. I see there's some rub marks. And I got looking up here at the bump stop. There's the rear end bump stop. And when she is up, it's hard to tell right there, but actually you see where the rim is. When the tire actually is up in there, it's rubbing on that bump stop bracket, on the bracket up there. And then I was looking at the other side, and I see it's really close too. Really, I'm actually going to pull the tires off this. And we're going to take them bump stops off. Look, there's like a foot there. She don't travel that far. So we're going to do a couple little things under here now. I'm going to get geared up. We're going to pull the tailpipes off, and we're going to set it back down. This hump is going to be cut out of the floor. I want to cut it out so it's level. Get the light back up. I want to cut it out so it's level along this seam. Cut this out. It's good underneath this. It's all good underneath this piece. So that's okay. The Mustang, 68 Mustang gas tank mounts to a flat bracket like this. So I'm going to have to come off the floor with almost a piece of whoosh, whoosh, angle, whoosh, 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 like that, and then bolt the tank to it. So we're going to go at this now. We're going to get ready to cut this out, but first I'm going to take the tailpipes off. So this is just what I'm up to, guys. This is my next step. I want to go for, there's a little teeny tiny fuel cell that the buddy I got it from had in it to move it around, and the little fuel cell's not, I'd like to be able to use the original gas door. The original gas door is up in the back, in the license plate. So we're going to use that. Is that light acting up already? Maybe that light's almost dead. Yeah, so let's just see if we can get these tailpipes off in a decent fashion. And when I first looked at it here, I noticed the tailpipe back here actually is bolted direct to the frame, not rubber mounted. And then right up by the shock, they actually have a rubber mount there. So this, I'm hoping they don't have that pinch too hard. But that mount there would have ended up breaking something anyways. So we'll see if we can just pop them off in a decent fashion here. Yeah, go at that. So, blind myself here by the light for a minute. Yeah, I have some new bolts and nuts to throw in some of the containers here. Let's just try that one and see how tight that actually is. Ooh, I might have to split that. Yeah, I might have to split that one. My torches are empty, so I can't heat nothing up. But I can split it with the grinder. I can split it with the grinder up there a little ways, because we're going to have to put the tailpipes back in there anyhow. So, let's just see here what we got going on. Now, I'll get the grinder out. Do I have you guys anywhere near where you can even see that? So yeah, you can see that. So, right up in here, they've got a flange on it here. I'm going to split that. Yeah, she's stiff. If I have to split it in two places, it don't matter, and I'll just take the MIG welder and zip down it. My torches are empty, or else I'd just heat them up with the torches, and she'd be a happy days, but I haven't got them filled up yet. Have not. How much power's in this thing? See if we make some sparks, guys. We'll make some sparks. Sometimes you can get away with one strip cut sometimes, and sometimes you can't. Yeah, look at that. Just one little cut. We need to turn it away from, there we go. Oh yeah. Now, if you actually look at these pipes, guys, that there is actually a tailpipe off of an old motorcycle. It doesn't have a baffle or nothing in it, but that's still got the motorcycle bracket on it. And my plan is, hopefully, that isn't going to be too far off from coming out there, actually. I'll have to do a little bit of, might have to turn the other end around and make it longer, shorter. But that's close to, I want them to come out back there. Well, there's one. Let's see if we can get that other one off. Same idea. I'm not a big fan of chrome. Chrome won't get you home. But this has got some on it, but I never clean it. See if we can get this other one off. Close that is. See how close that is. Oh, there we go. Have it turn just a little bit, be nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There she goes. Sometimes when they, at least it was clamped and not welded, but sometimes when it's clamped, they get quite a groove in them and you can't get them apart. The other one come out real easy. This one is coming though. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. Oh, don't scratch the paint. That's why. This car's got a decent paint job on it, but I'm not particular too worried about scratches and stuff. There's two off, yeah. So, push them aside to a later date. Now that we got that did, like I say, all I did there is I put one little cut in the side, but I did not cut all the way through the other pipe. I just lightly touched it. It's not cut through, just lightly touched it. Still good. See that? I forget what type of motorcycle he told me they were off of, but that's what they are. Somebody want a little stack or something? Anyhow, okay. Now that I'm not even gonna unbolt that other fuel tank right now. He had cut a hole down through the bottom of it, so that would set there like that. I've got the piece that come out of there still. We're gonna put that piece back in and this piece back in. So the original floor, instead of putting a whole pan in it, the piece that come out is good and solid. So I'm just gonna weld the piece that come out back in there. Let's set this thing down, I guess, and we'll see about cutting that so-and-so out and sending it to next week. That's what we're gonna do with that thing. Send it right through to next week. All right. Let's see, I'll get this old girl down here now. See if we make some more sparks tonight. I was making sparks all day. Actually, welding. Of course, I was cutting and grinding and welding ahead, and I was working for another guy today, and I ended up patching the frame in another Chev truck. Imagine that. Chev trucks have been paying all the bills lately. All the bills. There. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get you in here yet. We'll move a couple things. I'm not taking that fuel tank out of there either. We're just going to put a piece of cardboard along the side of it. Oh yeah, worry about the sparks and blowing up and stuff, but we're going to keep it mediocre, guys. We'll keep it mediocre. That's what we're going to do. We'll keep it mediocre. And if you can't beat them, join them. So I like to say. I got the new fuel sending unit for the other tank. We got some pieces for this thing. Yeah, I'd like to even have a fuel gauge on this thing. Would be nice. So I'm going to see if I can get you guys in here in a decently fashion, and also leave everything else in here along with you if I can. I wonder what way I can put this thing. Is it a magnet job? I would like to aim you guys down in there like so. Just hold on a second, guys. Oh, first time I've ever done that. I was able to put the phone in this here tripod backwards. And we're backwards, but yet it tips the other way really good. Okay, so my plan is I was just checking this out, and this one here, she comes across, marks out there, where she marks out. And then as it goes across, I'm just giving it a rough estimate here, as it goes across, she changes the shape as she goes. And as she goes, it just drops a little bit on that line to there. So I'm just going to try to cut it just like that. I'm going to mark it and cut it, and cut right on this line here. Drop that pan out. Then we'll just make a new panel and set back down in there. But first, I'm going to cover this fuel cell up, and I'm going to cover up a piece of cardboard so sparks don't go up in behind the seat. I'm not going to have nothing go up in there. So I'll just cover the cell with something, and cardboard so sparks don't get up there. Right back, guys. Now that I got my flame resistant plaid gas tank cover, you know, flame resistant, and non-flammable cardboard here, we're going to tape these two together. I always use the good 2-inch tape. Works good. I always find I've bought the cheap tape before, and cheap tape has its places, but I don't like using it on bodywork. It sticks on and peels everything. It all works good though in a lot of places. So I do have a roll of cheap tape here on the shelf, which I could have used for this, but I needed 2-inch. That's what she said. So an extra 2-inch maybe. All right. So now we're going to have our flame resistant cardboard seat backer. Yeah, there. We're all set up. We're all set up. We got our flame resistant cardboard backup and our nice, fireproof checkered jacket. It's going to do the job today. And I'll just quickly mark this here out with my fancy dancy chalk pencil doodad. Yeah, guys, this year's, I've actually welded right on top of gas tanks that had gas in them, and the vent line was beside it and everything. I've been, knock on, or, metal or dodo head, never had an issue. And people have, I understand, and it happens easy. It only takes one. It only takes one spark. It only takes one spark. I know that. So we're just going to kind of mark that out on that line there and try to keep it going. Now, I see there's some lovely seam sealer and all that stuff going on here. So when this goes over here, it starts to come down here on an angle. It's the way the floor is shaped, so we're just going to try to roll with it. Then when I make my patch, everything will tweak itself together. That's actually going pretty good right on that line there, so that's not bad. That follows that line pretty good that far. But back here goes down. Oh, down. I better get my light in here, I guess. Back here, that goes down a bit. What to do with my light, guys? Which shoulder did I throw that over? Probably left it under the car. Nope, there it is. See if I can gear up a light in here, too. Oh, yeah. A little bit better. Maybe it'll stick right up there. That's the way we want her. Yeah, so then we can even see our line better. As we get going back here, that line drops to about there. I do have a fire extinguisher over by my tire changer, so if I have to run, I can stop, drop, and roll, right? That way she goes, guys. Stop, drop, and roll. That goes up there on that level. Drops down quite a bit there. Something like that. I'm just more or less doing this so when I go to repatch this back in, I kind of know where I'm at. Yeah, that's about where that goes too. Right around there. Around there. And then right straight across. Right straight across there, roughly. something like that. I might cut that as this comes around here. I might follow that line here and just keep going. As this here comes around, just go with this line all the way back around there. And I think that's going to be the best way to do that. And then the new one, when I get to it, I can, oh, look at that. There's the original spot there. Maybe I'll try to scrape a bit of that out of there for a quick second, just so we can see what's going down. Scraper drawer, scraper drawer. So yeah, let's peel a little bit of that out of there. It's coming a bit better in my bare hand, wasn't it? Look at that stuff. Yeah. I'd say she was green one time, guys. Yeah. So actually, I've got that right on that seam, right to there. And then I'm definitely coming up here. I don't want to inset it when I'm done. I don't want to have an inset down when I'm done. I'm just going to make a nice flat pan right across. So, well, that's enough chatting about that. I'm all about making sparks, and I don't smoke darts, so I can't be making sparks and smoking darts, but Kenny, you can smoke darts for me, buddy. You smoke the darts for me. I got no paint here to worry about. We're all good. Yep. Everything good. Situation normal. Let her buck here. I'm just going to run. Yeah. We're going with it. Oh, now where am I at here, guys? Right there. Keep going with that line. That was pretty straight. I should have cut that around. Should have cut it around. Oh well. Easier to make a square patch. That's okay, I can still make it that way. Nice. All right, we want to go. We want to go like that. Now I had the guard on this thing, but the guard always gets in the way. I've actually got a scar on my stomach. Once upon a time, I was cutting with a grinder, and she come apart. She caught my sweater and tore my sweater up. And the sweater is the only thing that really saved me. The sweater raveled up in the grinder, and it did cut my stomach. I never went to the hospital, nothing for no stitches, but I got a scar on my stomach, probably 4 inches long, 3.5, 4 inches long, where she burnt into me and whatnot, but I didn't go to no hospital. I just, probably should have, but I didn't, and we're good. We're good. I have gone to the hospital for other things before, though. Now, I want to take that turn, and let's just go right down right here. Yeah, we're going to go right down there and come up across there. Nice little round turn there, we did. Oh yeah. Gotta grab another disc. Disc ain't big enough to get in that edge. Almost got her. Almost got her here. Dun, dun, dun. All right. And I'm using the discs here just a second here. Just a second here. Usually I got the name right in my, yeah. Winston. Yeah. Sorry, Winston. But yeah, Winston, using the discs, using the floppy disks and all the stuffs you have sent in the past, I use them. And thank you very much, Winston. I'm very appreciative of it. I've used the white chalk thing I got there was Winston, and yeah, we're using them up. Use them up, buddy. Thank you. All right, let's finish this here cutting here. Now, I'm gonna, where am I at here? Oh yeah, burning seam sealer, love it. We love the smell of burning seam sealer, guys. I thought about using the plasma cutter here, but as soon as I seen all this here stuff, I said no. Aha, there she be. There she be. And we gotta go down and cut that. We're gonna go down and cut that cross member off that frame too. We are. Yeah, look at that. There's one spare tire. My old fireproof there. She lasted, worked okay. So that's cut out now. And actually, maybe what we'll do is we'll put her up in the air here and have another look at how the gas tank will set in there now. I gotta switch this phone back around. All right, guys, we'll be going up. Going back up. Up, up, and away. She goes. Maybe I'll hold them locked so they don't bang so hard in you guys' ears. I know one thing. Buying this lift out of some of my Bronco money was one of the best things I ever did. Yeah. My 79 Bronco, when I sold it, some of the money went into the shop here. I actually went to shop in this car. So, I enjoyed the Bronco for a couple years. I drove it daily, the 4BT in it, below 4-speed and 39-inch crawlers. I was 8 years building that Bronco. I loved the thing, but after I built it almost too big. I almost had it built too big. And my young feller Zane, he couldn't get in and out of the thing. I put steps on it, he still couldn't get in and out of it. So I just moved on. So where are we at here, guys? Where are you guys looking? We'll get you up in here. I'm gonna grab that gas tank and bring it over. Maybe I can, oh, where's a good place that I can show you that gas tank in here? Maybe I can turn you around. Turn you around. Can you see up in there? I'll put a light up there. Whoa! Haha, there we go. One little trip to the ground. All right, I want to put the light back up in here. the light back up in here. Where can it stick? I'm hoping right there. Sorry for the confusion here, guys. There. Hopefully I can get that up in there. And we'll set this up so you can see where I'm going here. And I'll grab that new tank. We'll see how she's going to fit. See how she's going to fit. A lot of people are using these tanks for a lot of different configurations. And I mean, Amazon, it was a smoking deal. And it's a nice built tank too. All painted and whatnot. But my main thing is I want to get the filler spout. I want the filler spout to be where it's supposed to be up there. And I don't want the tank to lay below the car too far. So we're looking, the filler spout's going to line up there. The other crossmember ain't really even in the way. The closer I get this to the back, the better. And I don't really want it to hang underneath the bumper. So I think I'll bend up a cross rib for there in my bender over there. And I'm more so looking at that filler spout. That filler spout, almost there. I know what we're gonna do. Now that I think about it, I got this transmission jack stand on a deal with that Chev truck that I just did, but the transmission jack stand, it'll go up but it won't come back down. So it needs a new jack put on it. That's okay. We're gonna set the tank on here and pump it up close to where I want it to go. And then we can lift the car hoist up to take the pressure off it and lift the tank off. Anything to make it easier on ourselves to mock this into place a little bit. And tomorrow's Canada Day. Tomorrow's July 1st. And I'm going to be home tomorrow, doing things around home, I think. Maybe we'll even do some videos tomorrow. Is the plan, I think. 1 or 2 maybe, see what happens. Day off, do stuff at home. And then, let's just see, I could grab a wrench, but I got the old Newfoundland toolbox right here, pair of trusty dusty vice grips. We'll just loosen off this one bolt with the vice grips. Nice. Newfoundland toolbox, vice grips, hammer, chisel. Sorry guys, I shouldn't be saying that. All right, now we'll just set that tank on there. Maybe I'll take it up a little bit first. It goes up, but it don't go back down. So she's it just needs to come apart, I'm sure, and do something. It's set outside a long time. The guy I got it from, I can see it set outside a long time. So the hoist is on its locks. I did do that. Yep. So we'll set this back up there again. Now I won't put the tank right against, it's going to have rubber mounts. I shouldn't say rubber mounts. How do I say it? It's going to have, wherever the tank bolts in at the time is going to have a rubber between the strap and the mount, or whichever, vice versa, whichever I get to. I could put straps on this, or I can bolt it through the holes in the lip. There, I'd say that's it for the jack. I'd say that's it for the jack. I should have put a block of wood on it already. No, is it still going? That might be it for the jack. So my main thing was, we got to stay back far enough for, you guys probably didn't even see me fool with that. You guys are probably just looking at the ceiling, weren't you? So there's, right here is the spout, which I want to go up through here. I'm going to take that off. So the tank actually we'll set about dead center of the frame. That'll be dead center of the frame. And yeah, the rear cross tube, I'll probably come off the rear cross tube up here. I'll probably come off this rear cross tube. That rear cross tube is in front of this cross member. So I can come off this rear cross tube either with a strap or a bracket down, like a piece of channel. I'm not going to word this right, but like a piece of channel. It can come down, down, and over. And then we can bolt into these holes here. Pick 2 holes, bolt into them with the rubber between it. But I just want to get that up there a little higher to make sure that I don't want to see the tank from behind the car. I guess that's my big thing. And the car is quite low, so I just don't want to see the tank from behind the car. Because my plan originally was to cut the whole floor out and shove that up in. But the original tank is underneath there. Goes there. Oh yeah, I'm going to find a block of wood maybe and get that up there a little bit higher. So what I've decided here is I'm setting the hoist down onto it and looking at it at the same time. I didn't find a block of wood very quick, so I'm just setting the hoist down and I'm watching to make sure that it doesn't bottom out on anything and hit anything. We still got play there. I'm going to go down just a little bit more. Nice and easy. Nice. Well, that wasn't easy that time. It went down easy lots of times before that. Go down just another touch. Another touch. We still got, how much more room do we got there? Getting close right there. Getting close. Actually, I can slide that tank back closer to this rear cross member. And it makes my hole line up better for my filler spout. So bring it down just a hair more. Hair more. That's probably close enough for now, guys. That's close enough for now. I can still maneuver it. Still maneuver it. Like I say, this jack here won't go down. I'm gonna do a little walk around. I think the tank sets up in there pretty decent. When that car's down on the ground, I don't think we're gonna see that. Because you'll be looking from up here. Yeah, I think that's gonna fit pretty good there. Pretty good, and that's where the original tank would have sat. Even from the back, if the car will be down low enough, you hardly see it. So now, I have to make up some brackets, but. So there's the original fill spout. Can you see it up over the tank there? Right? There it is. You can kind of see it, guys, the gray touching the floor. That's lined right up, the original fill spout. And I think that man, I wish I could get this light to stay up here better. Sorry, guys. I'm thinking that the rear mounts are going to be, the rear mounts are probably going to come from here down to there. That's where the rear mounts are going to be. I'm probably going to do something about that here shortly. And let's just walk under here and see what the front looks like. At the front of the tank, we're going to, so there's the front of the tank. There, against the, man, this tripod, I should have shortened you up. Down we go, just like an elevator. All right. So in the front of the tank, I'm going to put a cross member in there that can bolt to. And the 4 across, right straight across, a little tube. And I might be able to get away with a piece of square tubing and a couple studs tacked on it. Maybe. And the fuel line is going to work out great. That'll work out good where the fuel spout's going to come out and go ahead there. That's perfect. And it puts our exhaust in a good spot. So, yeah, looking forward to that. I think that wasn't that much of a struggle, other than now I got to do some measuring. I'll do some measuring there now, guys, on that, and see which tube I can use. I know I got a bunch of wiggle jiggles in this video. There, the old T-Ripod. So yeah, so I found a couple little things in there we're going to fix up. We're going to pull the tires, get rid of them bump stops in there, because they come nowhere near close to ever wanting to bottom out anyways. So we can get rid of them bump stops. I'll take the tires off so we can get at that, so I can make that cross member there for the gas tank. Spitting out words here sideways. So yeah, that's not too bad. I think everything's gonna look. I almost pulled a back asswards over the welder, didn't I? Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, that's where we're at. We're gonna go at doing some measurements there. I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna use for a cross member and stuff. And I don't think I have a piece of metal big enough to patch the floor. I think I'm all out of metal, so I might have to do some jerry rigging around and go get a sheet of metal or a half a sheet. I'm going to put some bead rolls and stuff, so it's just not a flat piece. I'll put some bead rolls in the piece of metal I put in there, make it look half decent. It's just in the trunk. This isn't a show car, so it's just going to go in there. A couple bead rolls to be strong, welded in, seam sealed. Happy days. And I'll probably paint the gas tank black too, just because the gray will stand out. So thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for joining me on this here struggle along. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I had my copper oil pressure line showed up today. For the oil pressure line, the copper line showed up. My new electric coil plug showed up today. And I'm just waiting on the carburetors here in 2 days. Then we can have everything under there. Everything under the hood will be tidied up, other than the wiper motor. But everything under there will be tidied up. And I'm hoping I can get this fuel tank geared up shortly. And then we're moving on, guys. We're moving on. This thing will be going down the road soon. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for all the likes, all the subscribes, all the comments. I'm still just one jabroni clapping 2 feet to the moves here. You've seen the moves are almost backwards, and moving forward, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for coming out. Catch you all on the next one.